What's up, movie crew? So today, I am seeing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I'm going to be honest, I've got mixed feelings going into this. On one end, this is the same guy who directed Short Term 12 and Just Mercy. He was one of the writers for The Shack. So, that alone is reason for me to want to see this. On the flip side, as a comic book reader, this is not a character that I normally read stuff from. Like if he appears in the Avengers or if he shows up in someone else's comic, cool. His solo stuff kind of falls a little flat for me. I'm just going to be honest. But I've also been hearing really good things about this movie. So, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go see this movie, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to give everyone my thoughts on this movie. Alright, so I am back from seeing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Alright, now if you saw my previous video towards the MCU with Black Widow, then you know that I thought that was very middle of the road, and I felt like the character deserved better. This movie made up for it. Like I mentioned earlier, this is not a character I've been a huge fan of in the comics, but they delivered. Solid origin story. Very, very unique, but at the same time, still part of the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is Marvel, so you're going to be able to tell who the villain is from the get-go, but still enjoyable movie. And there's a lot of connections with this movie that I don't think people were expecting. I'm not going to say too much more beyond that, but I can tell you that there's definitely a lot more interconnectivity with this movie than there was with Black Widow. There's a lot, so definitely pay attention when you're watching the movie. My biggest con with this movie is I felt like some of the humor was a little forced, which I've noticed has kind of been an issue I've had with a lot of the Marvel movies lately. Well, I won't say lately, but there's a couple of Marvel movies where I felt like the humor was forced or overdone, and there was a couple of scenes in here where I felt like they did not need to put humor, and I felt like it compromised the story. Or at least that particular moment. But those moments were very, very few. Overall, the humor in this movie was pretty good. I'm also surprised that the lead actor, Simu Liu, has never really had a leading role in anything else. Like, he carried this movie really, really well. So major, major respect to him. There is one other little clue I'm going to mention. As I mentioned before, one of the things that made me want to see this movie is the director. He's directed quite a few movies. Well, he hasn't directed a lot. I think this was his 5th or 6th directorial feature. And there's someone that he's worked with quite a bit. I'm just going to leave it at that. But overall, definitely see this movie. This is, to me at least, feels like the true start of Phase 4. That's not a knock at the TV shows. That's not a knock at Black Widow. But something about this movie feels a lot more like this is the new phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So definitely check it out. Comment down below if you've seen the movie. What were your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know. Let's talk about it. And as always, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. And that's going to do it for this one. Next episode of Let's Watch will be for Malignant. But thank you all for watching, and tune in next time.